Today's going to be a little different in that I'm going to talk about a movie that I love and really have zero qualms about. I was also going to be doing my Dungeons and Dragons makeup because I play Dungeons and Dragons and thought I'd change it up, but we'll save that for another day. So look out for one where I make myself look like a vampire. The movie that I want to talk about today is the Belladonna of Sadness. And just to give you a little backstory on the hold that this movie has over my life, I saw a preview and then we found it on one of the free streaming services like Tubi. And we're like, okay, let's just watch 5 seconds of it. Watch the entire movie. The exact same thing happens again when I'm like, let me just show you like a clip of this to a friend after I'd watched it. And once again, we watch the entire movie. So anytime this movie starts, I have to finish it. Apparently. I've seen it maybe like 5 times now. So, super fan. The movie is an animated Japanese film set in medieval France. So, and it was made in 1970. So very unique. Can't say you're going to see something like it. Because it was in the 70s though, it's super psychedelic. Like this movie is a treat for the senses, guys. You got the music and then you got the visuals. There's no smells, but if you can just imagine, probably great. The story is about Jean, this beautifully animated woman, on her wedding day. She's marrying a man also named Jean, which I'm sure if I get to it or if we want to, we can talk about the implications that is of marrying what you think is perfect or a perfect version of yourself, but we'll get to that. So she's marrying Jean, and I'm going to put some putty primer on today. Get ready. All right, anyway. So she's going to marry her sweetheart, love of her life, also named Jean. There's a song in the beginning. It's just beautiful and celebratory. The way that the animation is done, it's not even like it's moving cartoons. It's more like sometimes there's motion and sometimes really cool animated, but a lot of the times it's these gorgeous backgrounds that are slowly panned over with the camera. So the motion of the camera plus like the sequence is just works so perfectly to tell the story. I told you, I love this movie and I'm probably going to get sidetracked just saying how much I like it. And I can't find my concealer right away. So I'm just like, okay, oh, there it is. So then I'm just like, let's continue sucking this movie's dick. So anyway, it's a wedding day, but they're in medieval France and the Lord or Duke of the province calls them into his house, and he invokes the right to like sleep with her first, and he violates Jean. So like she had this we start here and we go immediately crash as far as story structure goes. After she's raped by the Duke, she goes to tell her husband and she's just begging, can we just forget about it? Can we start over? And initially he says yes, and he gives her a hug that slowly turns into a strangle, as I guess he also can't deal with the violation that just happened. She's off to a horrible start, and it's just so painful because she really did just like, can we just leave it? You can't though, and you know that, guys. You can't forget things. They are married. He becomes kind of more and more abusive and a piece of shit husband and doesn't satisfy her, and he's just drinking all the time. I think he loses a hand at one point for being an asshole. And there's a scene, she's just laying in bed next to him, just so upset. And suddenly, the devil appears, but he's like this big, and he's a penis. Like, he looks just like a penis. He knows it, she knows it, I know it. And he begins to tell her, like, I think you're beautiful, and you're worth more than this. What do you want? I will give you whatever you want. And initially, her wants centered on her POS husband, who she's like, I want him to be successful. So that happens. Things kind of progress though with her relationship with the devil. And they're doing it. I'm not even saying implied. They're doing it. You see some stuff, and again, he's shaped like a penis. And I think it's also there to juxtapose not only how unhappy she is with her husband emotionally, but how unhappy she is physically. This movie has a really great theme of female liberation throughout. So for the first time in her life, somebody's loving her. And she's coming all over. So good for her. But then the more power she gets through these cycles with the town where I'll just do highlighter now because I have it. she goes through these cycles with the town. They love her, they hate her. When she can do something for them, and when she's rich and, you know, not famous, but well known, they love her, they flock to her. She becomes more popular than the lady of the court, the lady of the court. That pisses her off pretty bad. She also, like, once she makes this deal with the devil, no judgment, but she stops wearing clothing. Again, a total, very transparent, I wouldn't even call it a metaphor for her liberation and feeling at home in her body, whereas before, she was kind of a prisoner of her situation. There's my eyeliner. Girls, or guys, I should say, people who wear makeup, don't be like me. I'm sure you're not. Where you take out an item and then you put it down, and then that's where that item lives until you come here. You become me. So can I not wear eyeshadow? So she's nude. She's got this really cool green cape. Apparently green back then was not like money. It was like, you're the devil you're hanging out with or something. So it's a little bit more easy for them to figure it out. And once again, she's spurned and sent away. And I'm not going to give anything else away, because that's kind of... After this, it's like spoilers, because even though it's only taken me so long to explain, like, what's going on in the movie, the music and the animation that it builds... Oh, guys, I'm just saying. So anyway... the animation, completely unique, done like a painting, where we'll get these beautiful, trippy, moving images, and then, like I said, we'll get these gorgeous stills with perfect music and voice acting. I just can't stand it. I don't know how... See, I guess this is the issue when you talk of something that you like. And I've noticed this with writing, when you try to write, let's say, a happy story. They become very boring. Complaints make things interesting. I know that's really... like, you think, who the hell wants to hear anybody complain? But apparently everybody on the internet does, because I feel like I'm being very uninteresting telling you about this beautiful movie. Potentially, I mean, some people are much better at it. I think I have a knack for complaining, though. This movie's so unique, I went and did my little clicking on some links to find out what I could about it. So it is based off of a book called Les Sorcières. Which the English translation, let me see, I have it written down. Satanism and Witchcraft. So, considered to be the first book on witchcraft. The author of which had a very interesting statement about witchcraft, and I think it fits perfectly with the themes of this movie, which is witchcraft at some point was considered less of a pagan thing and more of a rebellion against the feudal lords, to kind of reject their religion and also attempt to make a deal with the devil, I guess. I mean, if I was shoveling shit and the devil came and said, hey, would you like to stop? And I can make the guy who's making you shovel shit, I would so take that deal. So I understand the appeal. Shoot, I would make that deal now. I got some people. I don't forget. So he wrote the book, Les Sorcières. And surprisingly enough, it is considered to be a very sympathetic look at witchcraft. And it kind of is, in that, like, he's not hating on women for the time, I guess. And he's not condemning their actions. He's probably wrong. I didn't read the book, but he's probably wrong about some stuff. But it's nice that he tried. Like, the gist of it. The movie is gorgeous. The animation is gorgeous. The music is perfect, and you should look it up. The entire soundtrack is on YouTube, and it's so dark immediately. Oh my gosh, just thinking about it gets me all hype. If there was a song that had more lyrics in it, I would sing it for you. Not that you want me to, but it's my video and I'll do what I want. So, Jean is a basic stand-in, I think, for all medieval women and their oppression, and how she learns to love herself, which at that time, I guess, was considered to be taboo. So it kind of plays into her being a witch. She's just wonderful. And there's this great line, and I think it really embodies a lot of like what the movie's trying to say, where she's made her final deal with the devil. And I'm gonna put more highlighter on. She looks down at herself and she sees that there's nothing, like, you know, she looks like her, and she starts kind of getting weirded out, like, you know, where are my gross wrinkles? Where's all the witch stuff? And the devil's like, why do you think that evil and witchcraft is ugly? Why can't it be evil and beautiful? I love that. Or magic and beautiful. But yeah, I love that. It's the truth. She had all these complete misconceptions about what was good and what was wrong in her life. And granted, I don't know how great the message of turning to Satan is for some people, but it worked out for her. I'm just re-adding this because I think I didn't blend it as well. I don't think anyone, I mean, none of y'all are caring about the makeup, right? I mean, I'm sure, like I said, well, I said this years ago. Oh my God. I said this way before when I started making these. The only reason I'm doing the makeup is because I don't know what to do with my hands otherwise. I know there's plenty of people who don't do things with their hands when they're talking. I don't know how they do that. Self-diagnosed ADD over here. So maybe if I got a fidget spinner, I would be able to relegate my emotions. Okay. I'm trying to think. It's funny because Gina's such like a, I wouldn't call her like a Disney princess, but it almost makes me feel like she should have had like a little Satan animal, like all of them do. Like she just acquires like a little toad that follows her around and tells her, you know, tried to keep her in check. I guess that's what they did. That's what Flounder did to Ariel. So that's my rec. So, alright, this is like the least strong way to end a video, is to kind of taper off. But like I said, I'm not used to talking about things I like. It's easier to complain and to fill time with complaints because I guess there's more, I don't know, calling something gorgeous over and over. Do you guys feel like it's gorgeous? Do you feel it? Look it up. Listen to the music. Do it. Comment back. Let me know that I've made one of you watch this movie because it's beautiful. Apparently, it's part of a trilogy that I have I should have looked more into it, but there's like the idea of a bunch of different Japanese animators taking books from different parts in time and adapting it. Oh, I do have one complaint. It's set in France, but it's called the Belladonna of Sadness, and I thought it was Italian.